Chuck419 on my social medias. Today we will be going over chest rolls and behind the back rolls, pretty much any type of rolls going across the body. We'll be going over modifications and ways to work on those, ways to strengthen those, and some creative ways to just explore your rolls and challenge yourself. So today I want to do this as like a whole class again. I am in the midst of doing a hoop workshop. So for that hoop workshop, we are working on a whole bunch of different type of rolls to go with our acro hooping moves and our acro hoop tricks. All right, so to get started, let's warm up. To warm up, we're just gonna start by putting our arms in the front, and we're going to put our thumbs down to the outside, and then thumbs up and out to the outside. One more time, going down and then going up, right? As we do this, we want to think of form in our arms and our shoulders, right? Shoulders down, I'm pressing into the ground, and I'm keeping my core engaged, right? Now we're gonna do that same thing going to this side. We're gonna go thumbs down, thumbs up, thumbs down, thumbs up. And you can kind of give yourself a little fold in the body as you do so. So I'm hunching a little bit, and then as I twist my thumbs to the back, I'm going to open up. All right, so this is kind of the same as our chest roll position. Going back and going forward. All right, now shake it out. This time, I'm going to take my arms up and out and forward. All right, same thing here. Just thinking of my shoulders. Shoulders going down, here, forward, here, forward. All right, shake that out. All right, now we're going to do 8 head rolls to the right and to the left. So we're going to go 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 to the left. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Other way. And 1, 2, 3, 4. Just to warm up our neck. Now same thing with the shoulders. Let's go 2 back, 2 front, and then 1 back, 1 front, 1 back, 1 front. Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. Back, back, forward, forward, back, forward, back, forward. One more time. Back, back, forward, forward, back, forward, back, forward. All right, so it's just bringing them back and taking them forward. All right, now that our shoulders are all warmed up, our head's all warmed up, let's take the arms and just whack them out a bit. Stretch it out, make sure they're nice and warm. And then we're gonna play with this chest roll position again, a little bit more. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna take our arms out, palms facing up. And now I'm just going to lean back and forward, and then forward and neutral. So we're gonna go palms up, and I'm going chest up, looking to the sky. And then I'm going to go down and turn my hands this way. Down, here. Now I'm kind of in a flat back as I go forward, as I hunch forward. It's a small, slight little flat back, thinking of my tailbone and my neck, lifting here, and then I'm pulling forward. All right? So we have forward, up, roll, back, and up, and then forward. So back and up, and then forward. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my arms up, palms facing up, and I'm going to have my finger like so. So I'm just going to relax my hand. My fingers are going to relax here, and my pointer finger is going to stay out, or keeping the line going. So this nice little arabesque line here is what I'm going to play with, and I'm going to hold it here, right? So both hands, just like that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that way, and then in, and I'm going to look at the other So keeping the shoulders nice and square, pressing down, keeping my arms nice and straight. I'm going to reach to the right and then come back neutral, look to the left, reach, come back neutral. One more time. Reach, in neutral, and reach, in neutral. Now let's try it up a little bit, taking our chest up, leaning back just slightly. Reach, and reach. Last time, let's start with this. Reach, and reach. All right, and reach, and reach. Now, we're just gonna do a little step with that. So this is gonna help modify our rolls if it veers off and we need to give it an extra little push. So now as I reach, I'm going to step, and then as I step together, I'm going to reach with the other way. Now, going the other way, I'm going to reach and step, and then step and reach. So let's try that again. I'll show it from the side. Reach, step, together, reach, reach, step, out, that same side leg, together, and reach. So we're just stepping to the side, and we're practicing moving this energy in our arms with this nice long line. All right, that's gonna give us consistency with our hoop rolls. So let's try it one more time. Your feet don't have to be turned out either. So just standing regular, legs together or slightly together. I'm going to reach, step, together, reach, reach, step, together, reach. Let's try it quicker. Reach, 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 reach. Right? Now we can do that same thing, thinking of putting our wrist and our fingers together. So now that I have this whole line here, I can put my palms, just fingers together as well. All right, there's a lot of different things you can do with your hands. I just want to play with this wrist position. That way you can see the difference in this line here. So one, my wrist is like this, and then two, I'm going to engage that wrist and line it up with my fingers together. So now the line's here, as it was with my fingers. So if I'm here, I'm thinking finger to finger, finger to finger, or if I'm here with my wrist engaged, I'm thinking this line here in my hand, here, and the same line there. All right, so those are different ways to play with just warming up for your hoop rolls. So I don't know, just play with them and have fun. It's a nice little warm up. I like it a lot because it lets me be aware of the space I'm about to use. All right, so we can do the same thing going forward, right? We can reach and reach. It's all part of just feeling that energy go, right? Reach and reach. Keeping that nice little flat back, little line here, pulling away, and then my line here and my arms pulling away. All right, and then the same thing, reach, step, and still be stepping the same way. And there we go. Let's shake it out. Let's stretch our arms out, grab our hoops, and then get ready to do some chest rolls. All right, and then we'll take it across as well after this. Also, feel free to warm up your legs and stretch those out as well when you're working on stuff. Since we're only working on chest rolls today, I'm just warming up our arms and our upper body. There we go. There's one more. There we go. All right. Just to add on, so usually like people will be stretching and stuff like that. So as you stretch, just take a second and listen. Just to add on, we can also do this with a twist, just with our arms. I like this one a lot too, how we twist here. So if we twist our pinkies up, thumb and pinky, and then thumb going up and pinky going the opposite way. So it's kind of like we're wringing out, right? I like this warm up here a lot for twisting with my rolls. So if I wanted to, I could put one hand here and I'm going to twist the opposite way. Twist, right? Just if you want like a little spine warm up as well with your arms. And then you can do that going the other way too. So I can do that twisting that way All right, inside, just twisting. All right, let's grab our hoops and do some chest rolls. So for today, I have 2 hoops with me. I don't really measure them. I have no clue how big these hoops are or how small they are. I go by body size. So this is my big hoop. I like this a lot for like beginner moves, inside hooping moves, hooping inside the body hooping and hooping inside the hoop, stuff like that. But for rolls, it actually helps out a lot with the weight to feel it press against for the roll, right? This is my go-to here. I call it midnight. It needs a facelift, but I like the size of hoop. So this is about right here. This is my hip. And then this is here. So that's the little size difference. It can be done with any size hoop. This is just so you know what size I'm using, especially as we work on wrist rolls. All right. So now that we have our hoops, let's warm up our wrist and start to do some wrist rolls. So for a wrist roll, what I'm going to do is I'm going to swing the hoop up and around my hand, and then grab it, and then go the other way. Up and around my hand, going around my pinky this time, and then over my hand towards my pointer finger and my thumb. So pointer finger and thumb, and then grab the hoop. Now try it again. Rolling over the pointer finger first, and then going and grabbing the pinky. So if you need to guide it with your hand at first, there. Now, but this exercise is all about pressing into the hoop and feeling that control of staying in contact with the hoop. All right, so over, so over, down, over, down. Try to do it with the straight arm. Just do a couple to the front, and then try it with the other hand. We're gonna go over. So you can also move the opposite way with it as well, and kind of give this little feel of almost like a roll isolation. However, it just helps if the hoop gets stuck to move that way that the hoop is rolling. You'll feel this connection with it. So you can try to just keep your hand still, but if it gets stuck, then feel free to go that way as well. Now we're going to do that same thing going to the side. Keep it on the side of our body, rolling it back, rolling it forward. We want to flatten the hand as much as we can, and forward. Flat, hand. There we go. Other side, back, and forward, and back, and forward. Back, forward. All right? Now, we're going to play with this wrist roll behind the back. So to go behind the back, I'm just going to almost be like I was side, like I'm side, and then I'm just going to turn my body away from that. All right? So if I was side, and then I turn my body away. Or side, and turn my body away. Now the hoop is here. So, let's go here, and then here. Now it's in the back, right? So I'm going to roll it behind. Behind. And same thing going forward, forward, reach. Forward, reach. There. And then roll behind. Alright, same thing here. Behind. And forward. Stay pressing into the hoop with the hand. Right? Just let it roll over. You can try to flatten that hand, or you can reach it out and reach for it, right? It's all about playing with those wrist rolls. They're going to come in handy for a lot of things that we do in this series. All right, so that's a nice little warm-up. Let's get our body moving. So to get our body moving, what I want to do is play with the space behind and back. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this hoop up, and I'm going to put my hand at the bottom. Now I'm just going to do the same thing on the other one. So as I lift it up, I'm going to bring it and fold it in, keeping my thumb and my pointer finger on it. So it's kind of like this loose little thumb and pointer finger. I just connect it back, and then take it up, and it will go to where it needs. So you really don't need much, but just fingers and your thumb. So you can go from each finger really if I wanted to. Right now I'm doing that. I'm doing the pinky. Pinky and thumb. Alright, so just playing loose grip, but keep it connected to one of your fingers and your thumb. Good. So from this angle, back, and here, we can give a little plie as we grab and then look that way. Little plie, grab, look that way. So that's just a bend in the knees. All right, that's a fun little hoop move, and it will come in handy for the stuff that we're doing later in class. Some extra variations of that little fun back move here. Since it's on our thumb and one of our fingers, we can use our thumb to kind of roll it there and then bring it down. So we can kind of go a little bit more side with it, right, as well. That's one modification there. And then as we come down, plie and pass it. Plie, pass it. All right, looking from the front, here, grab. Here, grab. I'm just letting it roll on my thumb and then bring it down and grab it. Roll on my thumb, bring it down and grab it. So I'm going up, down, up, down. Now, another fun little trick from that, if you are more advanced, is a little bit of a toss. So as I go up, then I can toss. Up, toss, up, toss, up, toss. All right, those are some fun behind the back combinations. They will come in handy because at the end, we will be doing some mandalas, our rising suns. So it will be good to know this move. If not, you always have time to learn it and come back and revisit this tutorial. There are lots of things you can learn in it without knowing how to do this rising sun or this mandala pass. All right, some pointers for that last little roll up. As it goes up here, once it gets to that point where it's going up, we want to toss it then so that it falls right back down where it would if I was just to let it roll, right? So here, up, grab. Here, up, grab. Right? See how I can kind of measure it out. So just some tips. If you want, feel free to comment and I will do a whole tutorial on that. But for now, we have a lot of rolls to cover, so let's get started with the chest roll. So to do our chest roll, what we want to do is we want to grab the hoop, and I'm going to lean back. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it on. I don't want to throw it over there, right? I want to keep connected to the hoop the entire time. That's what I'm aiming for. Staying connected to it so I can control it wherever and whenever I want to. So once I roll it up, I'm going to lean back and let it go across my chest. So here and across. So I'm just pulling it. I'm going to take it up and then I'm going to pull and then lengthen my arm. So as I pull, I'm going to lengthen out, just as we did at the beginning in the exercise, right? Pull, lengthen out. I'll show it from both sides. Here, lengthen, grab. R, here, lengthen, grab. All right, when we first start doing this, the hoop is going to end up a little different in our hand at different times. So I can catch it here, and then maybe it will fall, or I can catch it here, right? So either way, it's just something you practice grabbing it, and then we'll practice rolling to a spin. So one more time, we're going to bring the hoop up. See how it kind of rolls a bit already? It rolls up a bit. We've worked on half rolls, so if you haven't worked on half rolls yet, it will be linked in the description. But knowing how to roll the hoop up will help a lot. If you don't get this right away, no problem. There's still more things that we'll be doing that will help you work on your roll and hopefully get your roll as efficiently as possible. So what I want to do is I want to let it roll up, and then I'm going to reach my chest and let it roll. So as with my same form here, I want to feel the hoop touch each part and then pull that along. And then as it passes, watch it go. So I want to keep my eyes on the hoop the entire time. So as it goes here, watch it and then reach. So I'm reaching to control that and to slow the hoop down. If it goes too fast, then it's going to be a little bit wonky, right? So I want it nice and controlled. Here, and then grab, right? Here, reach that line out, or reach that line out. All right, so we're watching the hoop the whole time as it rolls, and then we're going to grab it, right? Let's just see how it goes and ends up in that other heat. So as I go here, roll and grab, right? And now I can just bring my hand and go into a spin. If I want to change that spin, I'm just going to grab the hoop and rotate the spin. See, now that the hoop is going in towards me, I can roll it the other way from a spin. So to roll from a spin, I'm just going to grab it and then lift up here. Lift up, and then it's going to roll across, right? Remember, watch the hoop the whole time. Stay connected with your skin. It should be almost like there's extra little grabbers here, and every time the hoop's passing, you're pressing in with that little part of your skin, and that line's getting even longer. That is one of the main things that help me control my rolls to the best of my abilities, especially for performances when staging is different and there's lights and everything's really hard to see. A hoop is something you can really, a hoop roll is something you can really feel and see at the same, in the same aspect. So try to get the sense of feeling the hoop and controlling the hoop and really manipulating it that way. So one more time, if the hoop's rolling in towards me, if it's spinning in towards me, so the hoop's spinning, that's big, away from me this way. So here, it is going that way, right? So it's going to spin the way that the hoop's going to travel. Now I'm going to grab it and spin, right? So now if it's spinning in towards me, it's just a grab and a pull. Remember, if we need to compensate, we can take that little pull step, which is what I just did. So spinning it, step, and step. All right, or spinning it the other way, here, there. So from behind the back, I'm going to grab it and go. All right, one more. Once again, it's not, it's perfectly okay if you don't get these today, right? If you get one and you're like, oh, it's not that clean, there's still plenty of things we can do to work on them, and we're going to learn them after we learn these rolls. All right, so that's it. That's it from spinning here, from the back, grab, there. From the back, grab, and then roll. All right, from the front, it's going to go towards the way that it's going to go. And then I'm just going to grab and pull. All right, same thing on here. Grab and pull. All right, stay connected with it. All right, and then start to think of, I have this issue with my wrist, right? So my wrist is flat. So start to think of your wrist too, especially on that end. Think of your whole line completely. Everything's cool, everything's staying connected. I hope it's going good so far. But let's break it down a little bit more. All right, so for a front chest roll, if we want, we can just bring it from here and roll it on our chest. All right, so rolling it on our chest, there, right? Same thing. From behind, I'm gonna just lift my arm in here, and then I'm going to lift it on my chest and push it away. One more time. Lift it on my chest and then push it to that arm. From behind here and push. Behind here and push. All right, so that is all about finishing that line off. So I'm only doing like a half of a chest roll, but it's gonna make it so that way it's easy for me to get that grab. Whether I'm grabbing and going to spin, which in that case I just put my fingers in and let it roll, right? Fingers in and let it roll and spin onto it. Or I can also do the first part of the chest roll and grab it and take it back, right? So just working on that is a fun little drill too. Just pushing it. Roll, catch, push it back. Same thing on the other side. Roll, catch, push it back. Stay connected. Roll, push, roll, push. What's going on here is this arm is just grabbing it here and then pushing it and pressing it back into myself. Remember, don't let it come out here and then try to throw it back because it's going to bounce if you don't manipulate your body with the hoop. So just stay connected and then press, right? So those are some fun ways to break down the front chest hoop. So even from spinning, the front chest hoop. So even from spinning, if I was spinning, here we go. Now I'm just gonna bend and push. So from spinning behind the back, grab, chest, and then push it over. Pushing it over doesn't mean pushing this way, it means push the hoop so that the hoop rolls. We went over this concept in the very first workshop where we went here and there, going up and down the back. So for this one, we're just pressing from the side and letting it go. So spinning behind the back, which will come in handy for our later combination. Grab and roll. Here, grab, roll. All right. There. There. All right, let's move on. Now, for a behind the back roll, where we will roll the hoop going across the body but behind the back, we are going to, it's the same as a chest roll, you just move your head differently. So instead of opening up this way, I'm going to do that second form that we did in the warm-up, and I'm going to lean forward with my slight flat back, leaning forward, rolling the hoop. Right? So as it goes, I'm going to watch it pass, and then move my head out of the way. Pass, move my head out of the way. Keep that line going nice and long. Nice and long. It may fall off at first, but that's all part of staying connected to the hoop. So if it's falling off this part, let's see if I can do it. If it's falling off there, you still did a chest roll, and you can go into other things, right? Or you can even just pull it there. But what we want to work on is connecting that. So where did it fall off, right? That is where we find the connection there. So if it fell off here, then I just reach a little bit more forward. If it fell off behind, I reach a little bit more back. But essentially, we want to keep this line nice and strong, whether it's fingertip to fingertip, or wrist to wrist, or fingertip to fingertip, right? Either way our hand is, we want to keep that line nice and long. So let's try it one more time from behind the back. Lifting it up, the same form, and then pressing into the hoop and looking over. All right, here, pressing into the hoop, looking over. Pull it through that line. You can also do that same step, through that line. All right, and then same thing. It's okay if you don't get this yet. Now that you learned it, give it a couple tries. If you don't get it right away, then keep going on with the class, and we will continue to work on ways to break down each roll. All right, now to break down going backwards here, you can also do this in half rolls, which we already actually went over. So for these half rolls here, if you remember them, if not, it will be linked in the description. So for our half rolls, we had a couple of variations. We had palm spins, and then we had arm flares. But the one we're going to use is we're going to use this one here. spinning out of it, right? Now that is technically a half roll going behind the back already. So now if I open up, I'm situated to go and play with the space behind my back. Now, with the space behind my back, what I want to do is I want to roll it up, grab it, spin it, bring it down. As I bring this one down, I'm putting my thumb in to grab. So as it comes down, thumb in and grab. Now I can roll again. Here, thumb in, down. Half roll, thumb in, half roll, thumb in, grab. All right, and this is a fun little combination you can play with. That is really that whole beginning of that roll there. Right, so here, down, here, down. And we can also go forward, down, forward, down, here, down, here, down, forward, and there we go. All right, so those little half rolls, if you play with them in your flow, you will start to get the hang of actually controlling that roll, right? And then once you control it and press into it and slow it down, then you can do a lot of things with ease. So we will go over that at the end of class. Just combinations of working on rolls, continuous rolls, and back and forth rolls, but nothing too complicated. So, hoop roll tips. Make sure that we are pressing into the hoop with our skin. It sounds very awkward and very weird, but it is so helpful. So as it goes up, regardless if I'm going in front or behind, I'm going to press each part of my body, trying not to move my joints. So even though I think wrist, elbow, shoulder, shoulder, elbow, wrist, hand, right? I don't want to isolate those and pop them and move them. I just want to lengthen and say hello to the hoop with my skin. All right? So press, right? All right. Just something to think about. But now let's work on some combos that will help us with our hoop rolls. So what we're going to do is we're going to add those half rolls in, and when we feel like it, we're going to do some full rolls. So if you remember, we started with this combo here at the beginning of class, and we're just going to go into this. And if you want, you can make a little combo. All right, what I like to do is just do some basic ones going down, and then you can do some going out, and then one little toss, catch, and down. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my rising suns here to work on our roll current, right? So this current is going towards my right, or if you can tell, let's show you. So it's going, I'm passing from my right to my left down, and then I'm going up and grabbing and going this way, right? So that means it's going to roll in towards me. So as I pass here, if I want to do a half roll to the back, I'm going to roll in towards me that way. So that means this is going with the current, right? As I do this half roll here behind the back, it's going with the current. There. Now if I want, I can break that and go the other way. Here. Now my current's going the opposite way. So it goes, the arm I rolled with, if I want to break the current, break it there, and roll. Roll. Break the current, roll, break the current, roll. Break, roll, and break, roll. Those are some fun little half roll drills going from behind, right? You can also just go to the simple one with the thumb going in and just rock back and forth as well. Add that into the combo. Or you could build down into it. There's a lot of creative things you could do there. And speaking of creativity, you can also go from the front to work on front chest rolls too. If you don't want to do a full chest roll in your Rising Sun or your Mandela, once you pass, it's the same way. My current's going this way now, so if I want, I can just grab it here and across the body. So now as I go across, bend, and bring it across. So as it's going with the current, dip. All right, so I'll show it again. Going with the current, chest, dip. With the current, grab, dip. You can add these together and make a lot of different combos going on. So say I want you to go here, and you like a figure eight. Now I'm still going with that current to go across. All right, back, forward. Stay connected. Back, forward. This is going to help a lot with spinning from rolls. So as I go, with rolling from spins. So behind the back, in front. That could be cleaner. And behind the back, let's try it. And connecting, push, front. All right, just things to play with. So you can go with the current or against the current to start it. So say I went here and I keep going the same side. Now, if I want, break it, and then you can start that way as well. All right, so there you go. There are some fun ways to work on your rolls. I like this because you can go pretty much into any flow you want. Let's say I went to like a little, I'm coming out of escalator, right? Just a little bit of a flow here, and then anything, once I decide to do a roll, then I can just go into my Mandelas, or rising suns, and then go into my rolls and start to do some rolly things. So there are some fun things to play with. Let's quick review. We have half rolls behind the back, half rolls in front of the body, half roll catching out into our spin, right? And we have these here, this little toss, and we also have wrist rolls. You can add the wrist roll in there too. You can go same side, and then grab. You go same side and grab, and then pass, and then pass, right? So I'm rolling, and then I'm passing, and I'm rolling, and I'm passing, right? Or you can just grab here, right? So roll it up, and roll it up, and roll it up and grab it. Here, and then thumb and pointer finger, and then up the wrist. Thumb and pointer finger, and then up the wrist. And pointer finger, up, up. Right, so you can add that in here. A little toss, and then we go into our Mandelas, our rising suns. And roll. Full roll. Alright, so a lot of fun things to play with there. I hope you enjoyed this. Now, let's go over some more advanced roll variations. So, what we're going to do for these is we're just going to go back and forth from here. So we're just going to go here and here, controlling it there and there. So to do this one, we want to catch it with our palm facing up, and we want to keep it on this line, and we're going to push and pull, push and pull. So pulling it up, grab, and then pull as we take it back, right? This is lengthened, but we can also just kind of shorten it. So pulling it kind of on our elbow, it's all about timing. So if we wanted it long, grab it with the hand, grab it with the hand. Now, if I want to shorten it, if I wanted like a quicker beat, I will kind of push it short or on my elbow. All right, so that's how we go back and forth on the front. On the back, it's going to be a little bit trickier, but it's that same concept. Here, pressing, grab. Pressing, grab. So as I want, press, press. So even if it falls off, try to stay and just grab it in the air, right? And then eventually through that, it's about adjusting and grabbing behind and grabbing and making that line clean. Remember, it's about adjusting the arm on that back foot. If it's falling to the front, then I need to bring my arm forward. If it's falling behind me, then I need to bring my arm back. All right? It's all about staying connected to the hoop. You can also go front and back. So if I was going front and back, start back, back, front, back, front. And these are fun to play with because as you get them clean, then you can go a lot quicker. So you kind of just move through that line. When you're exchanging it, back, when it's forward, and then when it's back, it's front. It's a little bit windy. So here we go. So, here, 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 here. Right? See how it's shortening? I want to clean that up by slowing it down and then lengthening out, and then work on speed after that. So these should happen after you clean up your rolls, but they're just fun to play with and practice, right? Here, here, there. Move your head out the way, but stay connected with your arms. All right, that is it for our chest rolls. So I hope you enjoyed this class, and let's cool down and talk a little bit. So stretch our arm. A good stretch to do, if there was a post or something for me to lean on, is to put my arm on this, right? And then turn this way, just to stretch my shoulder out, right? So just to stretch my shoulder out, think about keeping it 90, your shoulder down, and then turning away. Do the same thing here, pressing into the wall, shoulders lined up, then turning away from it, just to stretch this out a little, right? And then do the same thing the opposite way, pulling this across. All right, well that is it for class. I really hope you enjoyed this. I will add some little play in there with some of the roll combos that we worked on today. Remember, you can always come back to this. So even if you didn't get your chest roll today, work on the half rolls and work on cleaning up the technique that we talked about. And then I guarantee that after that, eventually you'll get them, right? It's all about the progressions. Work on the easiest progression and then build your way up. And that is, that's how we're gonna get everything pretty much in this series, is through progressions. So thanks again. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. I hope you learned a lot about rolls. So thanks. I'll have some more videos coming up soon, and enjoy your hoop flow. Thanks. Bye.